Like Celia Cruz.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the Godawful Gospel Hour, and we have Celia Contreras here with us, just hanging out.
What's up?
So you probably had, did you win Kill Tony?
She killed Tony.
I think you had one of the best Kill Tony scenes that are, the clip
There's been
that I've seen.
a lot of good Kill Tony moments.
Yeah.
But, I think I'm the second most viral one after Cam and the Rocks.
Oh yeah.
Which, when I watched the Cam Rocks thing, I watched that over and over again. I could not stop laughing.
Mm-hmm.
You did what I like to do. When I go to a restaurant, I order from the side of the building. If the building says catfish, you get the fucking catfish. You followed the instructions of the thing. It said kill Tony, and you killed Tony.
Yeah.
You did the thing that it said that you were supposed to do. There's a lot of people that go on that, and people watch it for cringe reasons and go, oh my God. But your thing went big because it was heartwarming, and it was, makes people smile. And it's good for the algorithm, for people to watch things that are positive instead of...
It's bizarre to me still, So, it happened, Kill Tony's, 3 weeks behind. So, all that happened 3 weeks before the episode dropped.
Yeah.
Okay. And, the same night I got up again with the Roseanne episode, my episode had dropped, and I had been on the Ty Rivera episode 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
But, I was expecting to go up and, was one of the last names called. But, I was there, and I was getting ready to go outside and smoke a cigarette, and they're like, Celia Contreras, and I'm like, oh, shit, really? I'm like, okay, this is happening, and I'm like, shit, what am I going to say?
Yeah. You're ready with your shit, though. You banged it out. You got one-liners. This is my favorite kind of comedy, is dark one-liners.
Yay. I'm the Anthony Jeselnik of this scene. Just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, there's people had done that before, but he was the Elvis of dark one-liners.
Yeah, well, fucking Sad Man Rick has one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
I like my comedy like I like goth girls' eyeshadow. Dark one-liner. It's a dark one-liner. What's the Phoenix scene like that you left behind? How's it going?
It's really cool there. It does make me laugh because, we have a lot of weird, dumbass high school drama.
Yeah.
People just get on one and just out of nowhere somebody will start shit.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because it's normally people who haven't done comedy in, 4 years. And they'll bring up some shit from the past. It's all remember Courtney Wallstrom? It's we're all trying to forget her. Just kidding now. I feel bad. Courtney Wallstrom was a comic who committed suicide.
Oh, okay.
We were trying to block that out, and you brought it all back. Now everyone's triggered.
Oh, and then, I do remember during when the pandemic started because, they named the... they had this award show called the Yearly Kearleys, and they had a Best Female Comic and Best Male Comic category, but they were named after two dead comics.
Oh, yeah.
One was the Arthur Gustafson Award, which was a comic who also killed himself, and the other one was what was her name? Jenny something.
It's like Lou Gehrig's disease.
She died of cancer. But, when the pandemic started, and I'm like, so when somebody dies of COVID, what are we going to name that award after?
Mm-hmm.
What's the goal we're shooting for here? To be dead? Because that's cool.
Yeah.
All my coolest friends are dead, actually. I was talking to you about that earlier. We lost the guy that was the coolest guy in my generation, and we lost the guy that was the coolest guy a couple years older. And after both of the funerals, I was like, maybe it's cool to be dead. Maybe they think we're lame. Maybe they're watching us from the afterlife. What are you, fucking sniffing flowers and eating ice cream?
Yeah, I remember when I was still alive.
Yeah, my story's over. I got no worries. I'm so cool. It's lame to be alive. What are you doing?
I know one dude OD'd and he died, and it's dude, he's dead. And I'm like, lucky fucking bastard. Because I was in a depressive episode at the time.
I'm fucking gone, bro. I don't worry about shit. I'm over. You got all these problems. I got nothing.
So there's a scene in the movie Waterworld. Have you ever seen the movie Waterworld with Kevin Costner?
I have not.
Okay, so there's a part where Kevin Costner's character is fighting all the bad guys, and they're on a big oil tanker. And there's an old skinny man who lives inside the oil part, where they keep all the oil, and he's just forced to live down there and keep track of how much oil they've got for the bad guys.
Yeah.
And so Kevin Costner walks over it with a flare, and he drops it down the hole into the oil tanker area,
Yeah.
and the guy sees the flare coming down and like the explosion starting. He goes, "Oh, thank God!"
Thank you.
And I was telling a friend of
Let
mine,
it end.
that's whenever the nukes launch, that's what I'm gonna be like. Like, at least I'm going out with everyone else. That seems really fair.
Well, everybody's trying to be chill during COVID. Like, it's not a big deal. Whatever. Nothing's going to happen. And it would have been really funny if, like, you acted like it was no big deal and it was actually the apocalypse and you ended up being the last person and you're like, yeah, well, I don't understand what the problem is. Everything's mine now. This is great.
You just Groundhog Day your way through it like you're the last guy left. You
I told
figured out it all
everybody
out.
to
Just
chill
fucking
out.
breaking glass
Yeah.
doors into different establishments
Yeah.
for food. It's all like, this is my Dairy Queen now, bitches.
Right.
Just chill out and die like a man, like everybody else. So you moved here 4 months ago.
Yes.
Why did you move here? What did you hear about Austin in Arizona?
I heard it was a good scene, but like, so I did well in Flagstaff, Phoenix.
Yeah.
But the thing was, only comics would book me. The clubs didn't really mess with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, it's probably gonna be the same over there. But like, I was told there was more opportunities, and
Yeah.
I met like my homie John Carden. He like came to do a set at House of Comedy, and he brought Darian Irwin with him.
Okay.
And like Darian was telling everybody, it's like, yeah, I can pay my rent off of comedy alone right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like the life.
Our friend Peasy has a podcast, Lie, Cheat, Steal. He pays his bills off of it, and he's still doing it remotely with this girl that left here and went to New York.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, I just started getting paid on Facebook, and they pay me for just posting shit.
Yeah.
Like, not even reels. Like, I just write something stupid, 100 people like it, I get $1.
Nice.
When did I didn't know about that, man.
Now you
That
feel
must
like
be
you have
new.
to do that all day as
Yeah.
often as possible.
Like,
because
not
we
all
get a
day, but I'll
dollar.
do it like once or twice a day. Like, I'm not greedy.
Yeah. It's either this or filling out quizzes, and this is more fun, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say is your impression of Austin, having been here 4 months?
I really do like Austin, but it is similar to LA in the sense that, like, I'm not the only idiot who moved here for comedy.
Oh,
No, it's
definitely
like-
not. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, my thing is I've been doing comedy for 7 years.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I looked impressive when I got here because
Yeah.
I have 7 years of material.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, any idiot with a tank of gas who saw Kill Tony, it's all like, this is it. I'm
Yeah,
going
this
to be
is
the
my
next Cam
chance.
Patterson.
Yeah.
So we can look forward to your Netflix special. It's going to be 7 years long. They're going to have to chop it up into.
They can put it on TikTok in little pieces. Like apparently they put Mean Girls on TikTok this week in like 70 little clips.
Oh my god.
And I guess people watched it because that's how people watch things now is
Yeah.
through little minute-long TikTok clips.
Gotta be a
That's
laugh every 9
insane.
seconds.
Yeah.
But it does crack me up. I still haven't watched The Irishman because I'm like, I'm not watching 4 hours of this, but I'll binge watch Stranger Things.
Yeah. It's a lot longer.
So you
Well-
beat Vegas. You just got back from Skankfest,
Yes, I did.
and you did some gambling, and you said you broke even, but then you got $200 at the airport.
Yeah, well, originally I lost 200, and then like I just happened to have I was with my friend Adam, and it happened there was like another comedy festival, Laugh After Dark,
Yeah.
happening. But like I asked him for a ride, and he's all like, yeah, because I was asking where the mics were at. So I did a mic at Cornish Pasty, then we did a mic at a place called Free Zone, which is a gay bar, where my stickers were a hit. That I handed out because from behind they look like a penis.
I
Nice.
know those stickers are rad.
Yeah, I love my stickers.
What do we do? What do I do with your sticker? Where do I put it? Where would you like me to put it? Give me some more. I'll put them everywhere.
I want you to get a tattoo of it. Like I want you to go. It's like I want
Right
this
here?
on my body. Yes.
Like Charles Manson.
Yes.
I can start flying off on a handle. So, if this was Coco, the parallel universe where everyone's the Dia de los Muertos,
I
Austin,
really wish like the underworld is like Coco. Like I'm down as shit for that.
then Austin would be the dead music capital of the world. We could all be kalakalaking around.
To Stevie Ray Vaughan's skeleton. Yeah.
We've had a bunch of crazy headlines here that read like Florida headlines, but it says Texas
Yeah.
man, wrestles an alligator, rapes somebody, whatever the fuck.
Dude, the fucking horseshit girl on 6th Street.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like that happened like a week or two after I moved here, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a girl rolling around in horse shit. And like I saw one clip of her being interviewed and she's like, I'm an artist. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, Austin used to be the live music capital of the world. Now we have a huge comedy scene, but it's going to just end up being called Big Florida, I think.
It did crack me up because like there was a little festival on 6th Street
Yeah.
where they closed everything off and there was like like stands and stuff everywhere.
Oh, was it the Pecan Street Festival? It was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah, we were down there at Vulcan because Josh did a spot for John Stringer.
But like I had no idea what was happening, and I live right on 6th Street. I live in the lodge, like above a bar.
That's the dream. I saw that. And I was like, wow, I always wanted to do that.
But like, I go downstairs and I see all these like vendors and shit. I'm like, what in the name of Harry Potter is going on here?
Social anxiety. Turn around. Go to bed.
Yeah, like
walk
I
through the
thought,
Diagon alley. Yeah.
well, I had to go down because I owed my friend money and I forgot to give it to him. So I'm like, fuck, I need to go to an ATM. So like I go downstairs and like as I'm walking, I realize it's like there's children on 6th Street. That's unusual. And then I realized nobody had asked me for money yet.
Yeah.
And I like look down the street, then I look at the other side, and I'm like, where are the homeless people? And I'm like, holy shit, they killed them. Yeah. They shot them dead.
The final solution.
Like I almost went in the alleys to see, but like I just had a feeling if I looked in the alley, it'd be like a couple Texas Rangers with shotguns, just like having them corralled in.
Dude, when I first moved here, I got pulled over in my car by a bike cop. I was stopped at a light, and there was a rash of like stolen Camrys, and I was in a Camry. I was waiting at the light, and I was looking at these bike cops, and the guy just pointed at me, and he was like, come here. I was like, I can't pull over any farther. Where do you want me to come here to? And he just walked up to the window, and it was like license and registration. And I gave him my shit, and he was like, there's been a bunch of stolen Camrys, so I was just making sure you didn't steal this car. I was like, this town's rad. I just got pulled over in a car by a bike cop at a light. They're on top of it, but it's been deteriorating.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
So this did make me laugh. So I was tripping balls walking back from Narbar, and a group of cops waved me down, and I'm like, oh shit, they know.
They're on foot? You're on foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I walk up to them and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, were you on Kill Tony?
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah, I was. He's like, you're so funny. I showed my episode to everybody. And this was before the Rosanna episode. He was just talking about the Ty Rivera one. He's like, yeah, I showed him. It's like, yeah, you're super funny.
You
It's
can
like
get out
when
of
I'm hearing a
tickets.
scared joke.
It's
Yeah,
like
I
having
know.
a police association sticker on your car.
Yeah.
Like, you know me.
I did get like moved through the TSA faster too on
Nice.
my return trip because this guy was like, Kill Tony? It's like, yeah. So like, I'm going to need all of you guys to stand back real quick. Come on, man.
This is a job with benefits.
Fuck yeah.
You're realizing what one of the benefits is. It's not health insurance, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I do need health insurance. I feel bad because I gave my friend $300 to go to Mexico and get my mood stabilizers because I don't have health insurance.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to get back to me like 3 weeks ago, and I haven't heard from him. I'm hoping he just took the money and ran because like
The
I
other
don't-
options are not as good as that. Yeah.
yeah, like Mexican jail, getting fucked over by the cartel.
Yeah.
But it's like, because if I find out he's in a Mexican jail, now I have to go to fucking Mexico, bail his ass out.
Everyone's so afraid of the cartels. It'd be so funny if somebody went down there and just palled around with them, and they're like, "It's no big deal, man. We're cool. It's all good."
That's what
Why
Sean
is
Penn
there-
did, and then they used that to catch El Chapo. Went down there and hung out with him.
So I had a funny thing happen the other night. I got drunk. Was trying to hook
That
up
is
with
hilarious.
my
Just kidding.
significant other, and I had a difficult time. There was drugs involved and alcohol, and we were trying to hook up, and it wasn't working. And then I just rolled over and I was like, I'm sorry. And then I tried to plug my phone into charge, and I couldn't get the charger into the thing. And I was like, this is the same as what just happened on the other side of the bed. I'm trying to fit this dumb little thing into this thing, and it's not fucking working.
That's always what I thought. Like when you're trying to plug in a charger, not looking, and I'm like, this is what it's like to be a guy.
Drunk, trying to put the thing into the thing, like,
That's like, is it in yet?
You have to.
Did I make you come?
are we charging? Are we at 100%? Where are we? How are we doing? This phone doesn't accept this charger. It doesn't work. So there's been people in relationships talk about settling. You know, when you end up with someone and you go, oh, don't settle. You always, like, I had a friend of mine that never was satisfied in life because he was always striving for something better. He said, good things get in the way with excellent things. It didn't turn out well for him. He probably should have settled for just some good things.
Yeah.
And have a couple good things. Settling, they make it sound so bad, but settling is nice. You settle down in front of a fire. You get comfy and you settle and you snuggle down into some blankets.
Yeah.
Cereal, you settle a box of cereal and you get all the fruit things at the top. Settling is not so bad. Everybody goes, oh, no, never settle. And I'm like, you should Some people should probably settle.
Most
It's
people
better to
actually
play
should
second.
probably settle, right?
Everyone doesn't
What
get
is
to
the
be.
saying? It's better to play second fiddle than not be in the band at all.
Yeah. I was taking my kid to school the other day, and we had to stop for gum. She's like the pimp of gum in her school. That's the drugs of junior high. If you have gum,
Shit. I need to buy gum. That reminds me.
Well, good luck, because gum is $7.
It's
you
$7.
get the cool little
I
thing
should have
with the
stolen some
plastic
from the green room.
pie.
I stole so much stuff from the green room at Skankfest.
Nice.
And like it was the last night and I'm still on acid and I just grab my backpack and start filling it up with a leftover beer and I'm like, don't act like we've never stolen from work
You
before,
didn't steal
people.
nothing. That was all yours to begin with. That was yours when you got there.
That's in your rider, right?
Yeah. Oh, and like last year, like every time I'm like on some hallucinogenic and I just take something from the green room. But
Yeah.
like
I'm not a
Clay,
thief. I'm just tripping.
like Clay
taking
from Creek in the Cave, he's normally head of security at Skankfest. And like I went up to him, like, and I told him again yesterday, and I'm like, we're gonna make it a game. Every Skankfest, I'm gonna steal something, and you gotta figure out what it is.
You better stock extra shit, because I'm taking most of it.
Yeah. Like, and I was trying to get like 2 people to help me steal a like couch from Skankfest, and I'm like, it's like, how many people can say they stole a fucking couch from Skankfest? I'm like, don't be a loser. It's like, Celia, where would you even fucking put it? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like, aren't you taking a plane back? And I'm like, we'll figure it out.
We'll ship it.
We'll get a storage unit.
You could have a podcast at your house, and everybody would want to come perform on the couch that was stolen from Skankfest.
Yeah.
It'd be like
Exactly.
a landmark. You already have a historical plaque in front of your building anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It'd be double historical. So anyway, I bought my kid gum on the way to school. It's if you get like a little thing of sticks of gum, like 5 of them, it's still like $1. But she gets this little plastic pots of extra whatever the fuck Orbits.
Oh,
With the
okay.
little chicles in there. It's because so she can hand them out at school. She wanted 2 of them. It was fucking $14, and I was like, "This is ridiculous." And she goes, "Well, I'm expensive. You shouldn't have had a kid." And I was like, "We didn't mean to.
Huh?
You're an accident." And now look what's happening. I got to pay $14 for gum. And my other kid is doing really well in school, but he's got a little anxiety. And so the teacher was like, "What's going on? What are you doing at school? How is he doing so well?" And I was like, "Nothing. We're doing nothing. We're laying off. Like, he's got anxiety. Any amount of pressure will cause them to shut down. People, some types of anxiety people, you know, his whole body is an off switch. Like, you push from any direction and it's just like, burn, Luke, I'm shutting the power down." So we just like lay off whatever he's doing. Just keep doing it. Don't say anything. It's like at the end of the date when a girl starts to get on her knees and put her hair in a ponytail and you're like, "Okay, apparently I did everything right, and I'm just going to freeze, and hopefully everything continues
Not gonna make
to
any
go
sudden
well.
movements. Yeah.
I'm afraid I didn't know what I did right, and I guess everything's going well, so I'm just going to stop."
It's like, this is too easy. Do you ever get worried that the chicks could bite your dick off?
Yeah. That's
Because like
the
that'd be my
vulnerability.
biggest concern, and like, so I'm not good at giving head, but I try my best because I'm a lady. But like, it does crack me up. Like, it's all like, just like the confidence to have somebody let them put their mouth on your dick, where I could end it all.
Yeah, you could be over.
I
It's the
Just
most
go
vulnerable
chomp.
a man can be.
Maybe it's the danger.
Yeah, it's hot. The danger
But
is
like,
hot.
No, I do think about it because it's all like, okay, I am a fat girl. It's like my first instinct when something goes into my mouth is to bite down and start chewing.
Don't make that public. You're
I
gonna scare
did
him off.
have one guy ask me to like chew on his dick, and he's like, bite it harder, and I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, and I'm like biting. He's like, harder, and I'm like, I really don't want to bite your dick off.
Yeah,
He's like, harder.
I'm gonna take it all. It's going. So at the beginning of COVID, I remember trying to be like chill about it. I was like, yeah, whatever, it's no big deal. And everybody kind of ended up getting in big trouble. And hopefully it doesn't happen again. With a family of 4 like I have, it's you don't want mania in the house whenever anything crazy happens. Like, the news came and it hit my wife and I first. So we didn't want to keep everybody calm. We didn't want to freak out. But the kids are watching YouTubes, and all their favorite YouTubers are walking around outside going, "He doesn't have a mask on." And I was like, okay, it's hitting them. They're getting it. Like, everyone's going to be careful. But it's more fun to just be chill about the apocalypse and be like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, but then a month and a half into it, lightning struck your house, and then like firemen stormed into his house to check and make sure his house wasn't going to blow up. So
That was a bird's fault. We had a grackle on the peak of the roof, the point, and it attracted the lightning.
That's like that weird overweight raven, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's cokehead bitches in Austin. We call them gackles.
Okay.
They're like grackles, but they're gackles.
I'll say, man, grab another beer.
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah,
Take a break.
and we'll take a break here real quick because we just hit our first segment.
Just ketchup and mayonnaise mixed.
Utah's signature fruit is called fry sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ketchup and mayonnaise. It's like
They're all proud of it. And I'm like, this is dumb. This is boring Mormons. They couldn't think of anything else. And they wanted to dip their fries in something interesting. So they made something everybody can do.
So like, it's called Filiberto's, but like that's the go-to place at the end of last call where you go. It's a 24-hour Mexican restaurant, and they have breakfast all day too.
It's still there?
Yes, like it's all over Phoenix, and they like added one to Flagstaff, and I was so happy when that happened. But I miss it so much. Like I'm trying to find a good Mexican place here, but like Texas Mexican food's different than Arizona Mexican food.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take care of that tomorrow. We'll go to El Secreto de la Madre.
Okay.
I got some good spots.
Yeah, that's actually one of the questions that we'd like to ask a guest is, think of, is there any place back home that isn't there anymore, like a place that you went to eat that you just loved as a kid or anything?
If you had a time machine, the first place you would go to eat first before killing Hitler.
Let me think. All right, so everybody's in line to kill Hitler. This is what I'd do if I had a time machine. One, I just want to figure out some life mysteries from my family.
Yeah.
And there's two. One, I want to know who stole my Xbox and sold it for drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It could have been my brother. Could have been my stepdad. One of them's dead, and the other one's adamant it wasn't him, but he's lied before.
Go back and look at their eyes and see who's highest.
Yeah. So there's that, and then the other one is like, so my dad broke his ribs by falling in the tub, right?
Okay.
Now, there was only two people in the bathroom when this happened, my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
If you ask my mom, she said he was shit-faced and fell, and that's how he broke his ribs. If you ask my dad, that crazy fucking puta pushed me. And to this day, we don't know who's telling the truth.
Yeah, so you need that. You need that. Observer.
I need that closure, just hide in the bathroom closet. Like, I don't know.
I can tell you, having found out things about my family recently, you don't want to know this stuff. You're better off.
I do want to know.
Just let it be.
Like, I need this closure.
Then you're going to be dealing with that for years after, having now you know. It's double.
That's all part of the process.
Yeah, right now your problem is you don't know.
Yeah.
After you know, your problem is going to be now you do know.
Okay, if it turns out to be my brother, though, then I can just go up and punch him and call it a day. Yeah. If it was my stepdad, then I'm glad he's dead.
You talk a lot about punching people. What do you got? A mean jab?
I've got a lot of anger.
Hell yeah.
But I did martial arts for 10 years, but I was punching people before that.
Okay. Nobody expects it.
I think it was one of my earliest memories, but I punched my doctor because I thought him and my mom were making fun of me, and I just curled up my little 3-year-old fist and punched him straight in the nose.
Hell yeah.
But this was after I had my hip fixing surgery because I was born with my leg not in my hip socket.
Ooh.
But it was after physical therapy, and I thought him and my mom were making fun of me, so I punched him in the face, and then I ran as fast as I could. I made it to the parking lot, and then in Flagstaff parking lots, there's trees and shit sometimes. Yeah. But I go and I run and hide behind a big boulder and a tree, and I'm laying down. I'm they'll never find me. They found me.
Did you get him? Did you draw blood? Did you get him in the nose?
I got him in the nose. I don't think I drew blood, but he thought it was hilarious.
He should have not been talking shit.
Yeah, and he gave me a fucking piggyback ride back to the what's it called, the examination room.
He gave you a piggyback to the Gracie Barra studio. He's like, we gotta work on that roundhouse. Yeah. She's got a mean one. So when I met you at Sandjack, you had your vape on a lanyard.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny because most people have their lanyards on a work ID.
Yeah.
But you have the opposite of a work ID. It was a never gonna work ID.
A lot of people keep thinking work. It's a festival pass. And it's all no, it just came with a lanyard. I'm fuck yeah, I lose my vapes all the time, so I utilize that shit.
And then some dude came up and asked you for a pen, and you handed him the vape, and he was like, "No, I need a pen like to write jokes."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this didn't used to be this way. People used to ask for a pen, and it meant one thing, but now it's like, what kind of pen are you talking about?"
And like it is, so it's weird. Like I was homeless from Phoenix for the most part. Unfortunately, my grandma passed away 2 years ago, and she left me some money, which is why I have an apartment on 6th Street.
Nice.
And like, so I have extra money now, but like, it's weird because like more often than not, I'll buy people drinks here in Austin.
Yeah.
And there's a disparity because in Arizona, like I'm known as a mooch queen. And like, I ask for beer and people still give it to me. And every time I'm all, like, why? It's like you've bought me like 30 beers in the span of a year.
Now that you've moved to the dead music capital of the world, it's different here.
Yeah, you're a different character here than you were. You know, it's just a.
I'm not even the top 50 most homeless comics in Austin. I was the second most homeless comic in Phoenix.
How long were you homeless for? A couple years?
It was on and off again for 10 years, and that was like even before I did comedy because my mom, like, God rest her soul, but she had terrible taste in men.
Yeah.
And her last husband, the stepdad who may have stolen my Xbox and sold it for drugs, she met him on the bus. Turns out he was homeless. He came over for a date and never left. That he turned out to be just an absolute piece of fucking shit.
Yeah.
And my mom stopped paying rent and would just buy him like meth and alcohol.
Okay.
And we ended up getting evicted like 3 times because of this.
I don't think there's any such thing as terrible taste in men. There's just taste in men, period. Having a daughter and looking down the barrel of like who she's going to end up with, every dad always hates every dude that comes over. It's like, you're going to ruin her life.
Well, it cracks me up because my mom, she was the opposite. She wanted me to have kids. So when I'm 15, she's introducing me to 25, 30-year-old men.
Ugh.
Yeah, because like she was 17 when she married a 37-year-old man with 5 children.
This is generational trauma. It repeats itself. You got to break the cycle. You've done it.
I did break the cycle. I was the first person to get therapy in my family, and everybody was giving me shit for that. And they're like, no, it's like, you don't need therapy. You just need God. God is punishing you for being a sinner right now. I got told, like, that's their go-to.
That's what therapy used to be.
Which cracks me up because, like,
deadly hubris.
I am still religious and I do go to church like maybe once a month.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fucking dick about it. And I'm not sitting here like, it's like, you're atheist. I don't give a fuck. You're probably right. But this gives me comfort and this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, one of my favorite things when I went to church was they would say, God's not going to mow your lawn. You know, you can depend on him for
But what if he
positivity
did?
and joy and peace, but
Why not? I
you
thought he
can't
could
just
do anything.
lay down and have him do all your shit. You have to actually do some of the shit.
Like, God, just turned my lawn into weed.
Then nobody has to ever mow anything.
Yeah.
He did it in the Garden of Eden. You know there was shit growing in there, man. The good stuff.
So there's a return to work thing happening still. They're making everybody come back to the office, and everybody's calling it mandatory attendance, which 5 years ago used to be just called going to work. But everyone feels now forced to attend work. We have mandatory meetings. They're making us come in 3 days a week, and they've hired a bunch of people during COVID from out of
bastards.
town that live like an hour away. So they've been telecommuting for 3 years, and they're like, what the fuck now? I got to go to this dumb place? Buildings are obsolete. I don't want to go.
Like, I don't know where my work pants are. I've been wearing pajamas for the last 3 fucking years.
It's fun to hear people act like they're being forced to go to work when it used to just be called work. You go to everybody has to go.
Okay, so I did do a couple of work from home jobs, and I'm not gonna lie, I Winnie the Pooh'd it.
Yeah.
Like I'd be
Oh, yeah.
wearing a nice top, like for when I talk to my interviewers, but like just naked.
Yeah, you got to air it out,
Now?
man.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did that because the webcam on the laptop only,
Yeah,
only
it
goes
to,
that
like,
far.
right
Yeah.
here.
I should have done that. I got COVID balls from sitting in not showering for 2 days. I was like, I'm so itchy. What have I done wrong? I should have Winnie the Pooh'd it like you. Maybe I would have aired it out better.
Yeah, right in the middle of COVID, I went the longest I've ever gone in my entire life without taking a shower because we had a really horrible winter storm that knocked out power and water for everybody.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
So I had power, but we didn't have water for like a week, and so
think
I didn't
I'm
take a
gonna be
shower.
Fucked. Those are shady apartments I live in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't have a fireplace in there or nothing.
Yeah.
You got to get a generator and a space heater with your 200 skank dollars.
I should do that. I spent that already.
Oops. I'm gonna make a coffee mug that says "I'm sorry for what I said during COVID" because everybody acted fucked up and said bad things, and we're all looking back going, "I can't believe I acted that way during the apocalypse." I'm sorry, everyone.
And I do remember so everybody was getting scared and shit. It's like, y'all joke about being suicidal. I'm the only one who became essential worker during this shit. I worked at Circle K. I wanted to fucking die.
Even before there was a COVID. Yeah.
Strange things.
Also, now that I'm blowing up, I do feel bad, and I need to go back to the McDonald's I worked at Scottsdale and just give them money for all the food I fucking stole. Because I wasn't making food and stealing it. I was just straight up stealing bags of hot and spicy patties and chicken nuggets.
You're getting
and
groceries.
Bacon. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Hinchcliffe wants you to go and tell everybody suck your dick because you became a comedian, and you have to go apologize instead.
No, I'm going to do that too. But I have done shit like that, and I got caught stealing Egg McMuffins.
Yeah.
Or not Egg McMuffins, the McMuffin
Hell yeah. Jimmy
thing.
Dean.
And I just didn't show up to work the next day because I was embarrassed, and I'm like, okay, he got me. I'm not going back.
You get to eat at home while you're staying home from work.
Okay, so when this was happening, I lived with a crazy fucking meth head.
Mm-hmm.
He was a brilliant comic.
Again, this is a theme. It seems like this is the third one now.
I just keep living with shitty people, and each time it's it can't be as worse as the last guy, and then every time I'm fucking surprised. But I lived with a really bad alcoholic, a really bad meth head. But the fucking meth head, he was he had a BPD, borderline personality disorder. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing: he'd do meth all the time. He'd go on stage because when he wasn't doing comedy, he was a prostitute. But he'd go on stage and be yeah, I'm a sex worker. And then after he did his set, he'd come up to me. He's like, Celia, are you telling people I'm a sex worker? I don't appreciate that. I'm like, no, you told everybody that just now. And I remember one time in one of our arguments, because he wrote the word free on a piece of notebook paper and taped it on his door, which was technically his office.
Okay.
And so he's saying all this shit. Oh, and he also told me everybody in the scene was tired of me, and I was arrogant, and how everybody hated me, and how I thought I was better than everybody else.
These are meth thoughts.
Yeah, he was saying all this shit. So I believed him, because why would he lie? So I posted on the Arizona comedians page. I'm like, I'm sorry for being rude to you guys, and I was just proud of myself. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
So I do a post, and everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're one of the nicest people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. And somebody else messages me. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's all he told me everybody hated me because I was arrogant. So it's first of all, you're funny, so you deserve to be fucking arrogant. And so it was a whole thing. But he got mad at me for that. He's all like, why did you post about it? And I'm like, you said everybody was mad. I wanted to apologize and make it right. And he's like, well, now you just made me look like a fucking idiot.
So this is another stereotype you've destroyed. You beat the house in Vegas. You killed Tony on Tony. And everybody says if you're surrounded by assholes, look, for the common denominator, maybe you're the asshole. But it sounds like you actually were surrounded by a bunch of assholes, and it wasn't you.
It's like a magnet. I am an asshole, but me and my brother are catnip for crazy people. And my sister to an extent too. But, yeah, dude.
So you were raised religious, or you just going checking in?
Both.
Okay.
My dad was more of the religious one, but then he discovered a higher power than God. It was cocaine.
Hell yeah.
No, he got really into drugs, and he just started getting worse and worse. My dad, when he was sober, coolest fucking dude in the world.
Yeah.
But then that little flip would switch, and then the police would be called at some point in the evening.
Sounds like a story my children will be telling in 10 years. My dad used to be so cool, and then he got back into comedy, and everything fell apart. So we had prayer, before dinner. Did you guys do that when you were little? Everybody hold hands?
Not before dinner. We just went to mass, and we went to a lot of funerals. But we'd go to Sunday, we'd go to mass, and then Saturday and Friday we'd be at funerals. Okay. And it was just doing the fucking rosaries and shit because we're Catholic.
Yeah. But
my mom did stop taking us to church when we were 7 and 8 because me, my brother, and my sister started laughing in church. And I don't know why they were laughing, but because they were laughing, I started laughing.
Somebody farted. They were waiting for someone to smell it.
Yeah. But we all kept laughing, and then everybody turns around. The priest stops the service, and my mom grabs us by our arms and our hair and drags us out. We get in, and my dad is like, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But my mom was like, I've never been so embarrassed in my life. I hope that this was fucking worth it because you're going to hell because you're never going to church again. And like, she lost her fucking mind. And she wasn't even that religious. She went back to religion because of my dad. And then she left because my mom was a hippie and she like went through Wiccan phases and Santeria phases. And she thought she was psychic. Like I do tarot card readings.
Yeah.
And like she told me I should do that. She's like, you've got the gift, babe. And I'm like, Mom, that's not real.
Yeah.
But I am actually good at it. But I don't think I'm psychic. Like I think it's like the energy from the cards or whatever.
Well, you can tell anybody a change is coming, and then the change comes, and they're like, "You're right."
Oh, but so many people call me a witch because I do it. And then like when
Burner.
I was just joking, and somebody was, it's like it's like, wait, Celia, how'd you know that? And I'm like, I'm a witch. And like that, and then the power went out.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's power.
And I'm like, that wasn't me.
Do you know what the penis game is? Have you heard of the penis game?
No.
You just say penis, and then the other person has to say it louder in a weird place where you're not supposed to say penis. So
Like
you
church.
just go up to somebody and whisper penis, and then they have to go penis.
Penis.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my son won the penis game internationally. He's the champion of penis game.
Okay.
We went to the most Catholic place on earth. We went to Iglesia Santa Cecilia in Mexico City, the biggest Catholic cathedral in the world. And there were people like dipping their hands in the holy water, and they were bored. They wanted to get out of there. So I was trying to entertain them. He was like 8 years old, and I went up to my son and I was like, "Hey, guess what?" And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Penis." And he was like, "Penis." And I was like, "Penis." And he goes, "Penis." And I was like, "Okay, I can't. You win. I have to tap out. I cannot say it any louder than that right now where we're at. I'm sorry." So he holds the belt for world champion of the penis game because he did it in the most inappropriate place possible, and I couldn't take it to the next level. As an adult, it was okay for a kid, but not for me to do it.
Okay.
Growing up, I was raised Baptist, and I always went to Baptist church.
Like Fun Baptist, or you're not allowed to dance because it's like Sex Baptist.
We weren't that. We were Southern Baptist, but it wasn't Footloose town. It
Oh,
was. It was like, no, you go to dances and all that. We didn't have church dances, but we had school dances. But we weren't. They weren't. It didn't seem like they were too strict about things, other than no, you shouldn't have sex before marriage. But my first girlfriend was Catholic, and I'd never been to Catholic mass before. There's a little thing that you have to kneel on because you keep having to get up and then kneel and then get back up and sit back down.
Yeah, it's a fucking workout.
Yeah. And then I had to
Fatigue pads.
and then I took communion, which I guess you're not supposed to do if you're not Catholic. So I drank from the wine, and then I ate the cracker, and I think she was trying to like sneakily convert me to Catholicism so that if we got married, it would be cool.
No, if you take it and you're not consecrated, that has the extra opposite effect. You're going to extra hell now.
Yeah.
You're going to double hell.
So my brother's first daughter from his first marriage is half Hopi, right?
Uh-huh.
And they took their Hopi like beliefs in religion real seriously. And my brother was like, you know what? I'm not as a hardcore Catholic. It's all like, this is important to my wife. She's gonna be Hopi. My mom lost her fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
But so like what my mom did is she went up because like they say you can baptize somebody like with your spit or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So my mom like goes to the room while she's like laying down and she does that and the cross and like baptizes her. We get in the car and it's like, Lee Evan's safe. I'm like, what? It's like, Lee Evan, I baptized her, so she's not going to hell
It's all
anymore.
good. We're clear. We're good.
And I'm like, what do you mean you baptized her? And she's like, I did the sign of the cross and everything like you're supposed to. And I'm like,
Gangster.
did you tell David and Leo you did that? And she's like, no, because they wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
And it's like, Mom, you can't do that to somebody else's fucking kid. It's like, oh, excuse me for wanting my granddaughter to go to fucking heaven.
Sneak a baptism in under the radar. So we prayed before every meal, and you hold hands and close your eyes. And one night we prayed, and at the end, my dad did this. It's a pizza prayer. Whenever there's pizza, he'd be like, "Thanks God, bye," because everybody's trying to eat pizza. It just got there, it was hot. And my sister goes, "Josh had his eyes open during the prayer," and my dad nailed it. He goes, "How did you know?" And I was like, "Oh snap! You had your eyes open. That's how you knew I had my eyes open, and now you're in trouble because you tried to get me in trouble." The same thing happened in traffic on Manchac. I was driving home. I was playing Pokemon or whatever on my phone. It's a ton of lights So you just stopped. This lady comes up next to me and she goes, "You've been on your phone for 10 minutes in traffic. Put your phone down." I'm like, "We're stopped. We stopped and then we stopped again. And you've been looking at me the whole time. So you should also be looking. Nobody's looking at what they're supposed to be looking at. You got caught by that lady."
She's as distracted looking at you as you were looking at your phone.
Pissed off.
Yeah.
I can't believe that guy's looking at his phone at a red light for 10 minutes.
So I have a cousin who like recently started driving for Uber.
Yeah.
And he's like, everybody in Flagstaff drinks and drives, like recreationally. Like, it's like, you want to go for a drive? It's like, yeah, let's pick up a pint. Mm-hmm. And just like drinking Jack Daniels while driving, just like.
Hell yeah.
So like he does that and like he do it with his kids in the car. But he started driving for Uber and I'm like, "Are you texting?" And it's like, you need to stop texting and driving. You need to stop drinking and driving. And he's all like, "Hey, I don't drink and drive with my customers." It's like, I just do that with my kids. I made them so I can end them.
I have standards.
And I'm like, that's fucking worse. Your kid should be more important than some fucking driver who's giving you $2 to drive them across town.
So is there a Flagstaff personality type? Like, we have people from Baltimore, we call them Baltimoreans. We have people from Manassas, Virginia, they're called Manassholes. People think they're autistic, and it's like, no, you're just from a bad part of the East Coast, and you're just shitty because that's how everyone is.
If I remember, it's Flagstaffonians.
Nice.
But like, people in Flagstaff are really into two things: biking, hiking, and kale. Okay, that's 3 things. Also, we were in the top 100 cities for binge drinking, partially because we're a college town. But if you ever get the opportunity,
hell yeah,
go to Flagstaff during NAU homecoming. It's called Tequila Sunrise.
Okay.
So basically, Saturday, all the bars open at 6 a.m. All of them.
What the fuck?
And you drink until 2 a.m. And if
those people are still up at 6 a.m. They didn't get up at 6.
Yeah, they are, because like the plan is you buy like a couple of like 30 packs.
Yeah.
And like you pregame.
Hell yeah.
And then afterwards you keep drinking, but it's basically just 24 hours of fucking drinking.
It's like Flagstaff Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to fall down and get cut.
And no, like everybody dresses up in different costumes. Mm-hmm. It's like a weird Comic-Con, but like everybody wears different things. Like one time there was like these 2 girls in like Santa bikinis.
Nice.
So like red with the like little white fur trim, and like one of the girls tripped and grabbed the other girl's like bra and fell down. So like she ripped off her like bikini.
Everybody wins.
Yeah. And then I remember the last time I was there for Tequila Sunrise, it was all like, I was doing tarot card readings. I'm like, damn, Tequila Sunrise is not what it used to be. Like, it seemed very chill. As soon as I think that, I'm like, I'm going to walk over to the Hawaiian barbecue place. And as I'm walking over there, then it becomes Tequila Sunrise. A fucking brawl breaks out. First, it's 2 like native bitches fighting. And like the girl keeps getting up, but like the other girl knocks her down and she ends up pissing herself. But at that point, her man gets involved, and then the other girl's man gets involved, and then some white guy dressed in like a generic Superman outfit gets involved. And then it's just a fucking brawl. And normally I'm like the one who's like, okay, no fighting. This is stupid. But this time I just sat back and watched the chaos.
Nice.
I sat like on the like little wall divide. Like I perched up, grabbed a cigarette. I'm like, this is the Tequila Sunrise I know.
You don't want to get in a bad brawl. You might fall down and get a boo-boo and get a Flagstaff infection on your elbow.
Yeah.
So, Donnie, you were telling a story about your brother that you whacked him in the chest with your knee and he saw an angel.
Yeah, yeah.
My grandmother did the same thing. She used to tell me all the time when I was little. She was like, I saw an angel once, and he told me that my life was special. She just did it to, like, be an edgelord, like a Christian edgelord, like, ooh, look how cool I am. She was trying to get attention, basically. She didn't fucking say
I've got angels talking to me.
She was very religious. When I married a non-Christian woman, she texted me on Facebook and said, what's going to happen if the rapture comes and you get taken and she gets left behind? And my wife wanted to grab my phone and text her back and be like, honey, he feels the rapture every day, okay?
Oh,
we got plenty of rapture going on around here.
That's funny that the Left Behind stuff has gone away. Like, I don't know, though. So around like when it turned to 2000 and in the early 2000s, there was these terrible. I read all of them. There's these terrible books called the Left Behind books, and it was what the really, really evangelical fundamentalist Christians think. They think that all of the Christians are going to magically disappear,
It's
like just
fear-mongering.
vanish.
Yeah.
And then everybody that's left has to either decide whether they're going to follow God or the Antichrist. And they have like this specific things are going to happen over the course of 7 years, and it just goes on and on and on until Jesus comes back and starts murdering everybody that doesn't believe in him. That's how the whole thing ends. And they get to live with Jesus for 1,000 years, and then they let Satan out of the pit, and then Jesus throws him back in the pit, and then for eternity you just are in church, I guess. It's just church for the rest of eternity. But I haven't been hearing about that a lot lately. But I'm also not going to church, and I'm not following those people on Facebook.
That's every advertisement for any product ever. Something bad is coming, and
Yeah.
you need our thing to stop from this bad thing happening. That's why I like Catholicism. They got money. They got fucking Medici money. They don't need your money. They're not asking for money. They're not coming after you, telling you something bad's going to happen. They just come in here and say the stuff and have peace and go home.
Well,
There's
all they
no
want
sales pitch.
All they want is for you to basically feel guilty, and then they're like, if you
They
pay
just want
us, you
your
won't
money
feel
and not
guilty
to say
anymore.
anything
Yeah.
when they molest your children.
Yeah. Well, them and the Jews, yeah, they all do that.
Yeah, we've had that. We've had some of those in the churches I came up with. Some more, it's everywhere, man. Anywhere there's kids and trust,
Yeah.
where it comes from.
We're going to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Take a break.
Whenever I was a little kid, me and my brother had a radio show that we recorded onto a cassette tape, and the name of it was a talk show called "Sexy Women Don't Fart," and it was the whole theme of the show was talking about how women don't fart.
Yeah, guys get to be the gatekeepers of farting like we own it.
Yeah, we're back with Celia.
Yeah.
New mansplain.
I do want to tell a farting story about my brother.
Hell yeah.
So, fun
Let's do
fact. Did you know if you fart into a prescription pill bottle and close it right away, the smell will stay in there?
Yeah.
And my brother, like, him and his friends discover this, and it, like, because my mom was diabetic, so we had just a fuck ton of pill bottles. And my mom would save them for different things, like her beads and her crafts and stuff. Or, like, put needles and stuff. But, like, she had a whole bunch of empty ones, and my brother and his friend did this. But he comes up to me, he's like, oh my God, this is weird. Mom's meds smell like bananas. And I'm like, really? Let me smell. And I did, and I just got maced with this fart.
Yeah.
But they decided
So
to...
but you didn't know that it was a fart in there.
I didn't. So it's like, no. And then it gets worse if you keep it in there after time.
Yeah.
And
It matures.
yeah. So like him and his friends like saved
Seasoned.
like
It can become seasoned.
8 or 9 pill bottles just full of their farts and left them there for a month. And I forgot about this, and my brother does it again. I was like, here, smell this. And I'm like, "Bleh." And like when it happened, I actually did throw up. And I'm like, what the fuck?
So you went to Skankfest.
I did.
So tell us just about that. Like, when did you like you got there the first day?
This
Or
is your second one, right? You went to the last one.
Yeah, so I was officially on the last one. I got invited, and it was like the proudest moment of my life. I saw like a email from Skankfest, and I thought it was just the polite "fuck you, we went with somebody else"
Thank
thing.
you
Right.
for considering blah, blah, blah.
But like I see the Skankfest, and then it's like Skankfest Celia Contreras, and then I see offer, and I'm like, no fucking way. And then I click in it. It's like, you've been picked to be on Skankfest. It's like, if you'd like to be on Skankfest, send your bio and a headshot.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it, and I start screaming and crying. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And my roommate runs into my room. He's like, what's wrong? Is the rat back? And I'm like, no, I got a motherfucking Skankfest. And he's like, Jesus Christ, you stupid bitch. I thought you were dying. And then he leaves. He's like, I'm running late to work. And then he like goes outside, but then he comes back inside like right when, because I like go out to grab a beer. I'm like not proud of this, but toilet beer.
Hell yeah.
So I drink a beer while I wake up.
Yeah.
But like I'm going to get it, and like tears are streaming down my face, and he comes out. He's like, also super proud of you, ho. And then he goes, and then he leaves to work. But I'm sitting on the toilet drinking a beer, typing a bio. It's like, Celia Contreras is a dark comic.
I was asleep and I farted myself awake and decided to check my email, and I was like, oh my God.
So
Pretty much.
how many actual days is it? It's
It's like officially 3 days.
3 days. Yeah, 3 days.
4 if you count the kickoff party, and I got there for the kickoff party this year too. But originally this year it was just supposed to be John Carden's +1 because all the artists get a +1. But like 2 weeks before, I drunkenly messaged the dude.
Yeah.
who books it, and so like, hey, if anybody drops out of the naked roast, like I'll be there this year. So if anybody drops out, like I'm down to do it. And he messaged me, he's like, oh, I'm still looking for people for the lineup. You're on it. I'm like, cool. Does this mean I get an artist badge and a +1? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, okay. So I message Card and it's like, you can bring a different +1. I'm on Skankfest. And like, I did get to do one set there. And the plan, like when I dropped acid, so I plan on doing acid again next year. But like the room's called The Tank, where it's just from like 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Just one comic after another doing 8-minute sets. But next time I'll do it in there so I'm not freaking out staring at Clown Boy. And but yeah, my plan was to like take the acid and then like do a set while I was in there again, because the whole like there's just one set I wanted to do. Like I just thought it'd be funny to talk about because they were joking about like getting Bill Cosby on Skankfest.
Hell yeah.
But I was gonna go up and like, am I the only one who said that Bill Cosby didn't make it here? It's like I bought those roofies for nothing. It's like I wasn't gonna rape him. I was just gonna steal one freckle for every bitch he's raped.
We were doing a bit about that a couple shows ago where, like, after he did time and got accused, he got out, and then, like, 6 more allegations came, and he had his wife was like, really, Bill? Again? And he did the classic husband thing of, I already said sorry. You want me to say sorry again? And she's like, yeah, 1 per rape would suffice, Bill. Maybe do it. I didn't know about the other 6, so yeah, you still have to say sorry again every time, asshole. Camille, I'm sorry. So last time we were here, we were watching these Tourette's videos of these Scottish guys. I don't know if you've seen this BBC documentary about these guys with Tourette's. It's awesome.
They go on like a road trip together.
Yeah, this guy's having trouble with his family because he's like snapping his fingers and clacking his hands and hitting himself in the head and saying cunt in front of his kids. So the BBC sets up this trip with him and these other guys with Tourette's. And they're like, we're going to find a place where they can be accepted. And they take them all to a fucking island alone. So like they're acting like they're going to do this inclusive thing where people like understand Tourette's, but then they just put these 4 guys and put them somewhere.
And they just film them, so they just film all the crazy things they say.
Oh, I will say this because I have been rewatching South Park a lot lately. Like I was watching it before, like that's what I've been falling asleep to lately.
Hell yeah.
But like I've rewatched it twice, and I know I'm still missing episodes because I'll fall asleep. But like they do get a lot of like positive comments from like other places, like the Tourette's people. It's like they actually got Tourette's down pretty good and explained it very well. And they said the same thing about like the Book of Mormon and other shit.
Oh, the Mormons love them. Yeah.
Tourette's is the last bastion of free speech. You can't get in trouble if you have Tourette's. They can't come
now
after you.
I want to watch Boondock Saints when I get home.
Yeah.
I think Disney should remake live action versions of the best South Park episodes. They're so good. We need a real version of it. You remember that thing
Go
that
back
happened
in time
with
and had Jonah Hill play Cartman.
Hell yeah.
The young Jonah Hill.
CG Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
I
Remember that
remember when
guy?
people liked him.
Remember the lady that got hit in the head and had an accent? It was on the Tom Segura thing.
Yeah,
There's
right.
some disorder where, like, if you get head trauma, you all of a sudden have like a Chinese accent, or what was it, British or something?
Yeah.
She all of a sudden. So if you had Tourette's and that at the same time, it'd be fucking rad.
You could literally be those Scottish guys. Yeah.
It'd be double. I think edgelords are like the Japanese pantyhose catharsis of Tourette's. Like the guys that wanted like the shock jocks, the people that say fucked up shit for fun. They're getting it out of their system so that they don't have Tourette's. The same way, like in Japan, they have those vending machines with pantyhose in them.
Uh-huh.
And so guys can like pay a couple quarters and smell pantyhose, and their rape numbers are way down because they've got the catharsis out of the way.
And they don't have Catholic churches.
Yeah, all these edgelord guys are just trying to get their nastiness out of the way so they don't develop Tourette's because they're really close. They've got a wobbly shopping cart wheel where they're almost about to
So
Can't keep going straight.
I am in this group chat where sometimes we'll periodically send each other clips from porn that make us laugh.
Nice.
Yeah.
And my friend Hector sends this one, and it's like all these girls in a like wearing kitty maid outfits in Japan, but like it's this like incel dude, and like he gets mad and starts raping one of them, and then like all the other incels start raping them.
This is a porn?
Yeah.
Is it Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course the penises are blurred out.
You're right.
But like my favorite part of it was when he yells, "The incel revolution has begun."
I'm gonna have to
And like when he said that, I busted up laughing. I'll ask my friend Hector and I'll send it to you. But like, because I found one that I wanted to show, but I was drunk and I couldn't find it again afterwards. But I'm not gonna lie, I dedicated at least 4 hours out of my month looking for this gangbang video to show it to my friends because it was one of the creepiest things I've ever fucking saw.
Yeah, the incels
Because
are
like
creepy.
it's the standard gangbang. It's one white girl and like 10 black guys, but there's this one like black dude who is like 22 years older than all the other black guys nailing her, but he's not fucking her, and he's like wearing jeans, but like he has his hand in his pants and he's like kind of pulling it down. But he's like, you grown. You gonna do grown things today. And he just kept like, he just commenting on it. It's like, you gonna do grown things. Like, it was almost like he wasn't even there and he was just at home watching the video excited.
It's a reaction porn.
He wants to be the UFC Joe Rogan of gangbangs. Yeah. He's like, I just commentate now. I don't
Whoa! doing the meme.
Reaction videos.
But yeah, it was like one of the creepiest things. And I remember seeing it and like I couldn't stop watching it. I wasn't even watching the girl get banged at this point. I was just staring at this creepy dude. It's like, you could do grown things today. You grown now.
But the incel thing is a problem. They're holding America hostage. Basically, they don't get pussy, so they're going to shoot up schools. It's horrifying.
And yell at Matt Rife.
Yeah, and the only solution is redistribution of pussy.
Yeah.
Like the Andrew Yang Poontang plan. Yeah. They could call it universal basic instinct, where it just they spread it out for everybody so we can stop having school shootings, which is every relationship ever. The guy's mad he's not getting what he wants, so he's going to do something violent. Unless he gets what he wants.
Yeah, I feel like I've averted a lot of school shootings because I fuck a lot of interesting characters.
There you go. You're lucky. Well, maybe you saved some school
That's
shootings
what I
from
think.
happening.
Like,
yeah.
sometimes there's just like a dude and I'm like, you know, you're annoying as shit. I don't find you particularly attractive, but you need a win.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you for your service.
Yeah, it's charity.
You're essential personnel.
I think you probably deduct that from your taxes.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Just like put on there. It's like, did you pay your tax? And I'm like, no, but I fucked 5 incel white dudes.
We could do a sci-fi Minority Report of how many Sandy Hooks would have happened if it wasn't for Celia.
Yeah.
She rappels down like Tom Cruise. Like, where is the incel?
Murder.
And I'm still trying to make that bit work because I have like some school shooting bits, but like mine was during the pandemic. It's like, how many school shooters do you think were at home just kicking themselves because they waited 1 week too long? He's just sitting there polishing his rifle. It's like you just had to have 500 rounds. There's not even 500 kids at the fucking school.
I hadn't finished the pipe bombs yet.
Mine is, I don't know what the big deal is. I've been shooting kids all over my shower curtain since I was 16.
So speaking of what would you do if you went back in time, you know, if you had a time machine? I mean, one of my destinations would be the Comedy Store on election night 2016.
Hell yeah. That was a good night.
Fun.
Because so
the psych ward.
Yeah, everybody thought the world was ending, and it kind of did.
Well, it was the End of the World podcast. It was I guess it was Doug Stanhope and Joe Rogan set up, and it was technically an episode of Joe Rogan's podcast. And this is before it was Joe Rogan's podcast, you know, before he was huge. Well, I mean, he was big by then, but he was not as big as he is now.
I'll remember when he just made you eat gross shit on TV,
Yeah.
and now people are like saying he's the devil, and he's like,
You're like the guy from News Radio?
The best part was Bill Burr calling him a little rascal because of his hat.
Yeah, so Bill Burr, so it comes up there and it's completely disorganized. All the open micers are trying to get up on the stage, and it's just absolute chaos.
Yeah.
So Bill Burr just takes control of the entire thing. He out alphas Joe Rogan and makes him like, and then, of course Bert Kreischer's there. He takes off his shirt because at that point, the Machine story had just really started getting going, and Doug Stanhope's girlfriend was in a coma, so it was just a weird night.
Yeah.
But it is hilarious. And then of course, Morgan Murphy gets up there, and so Sarah June, they get up there and they start arguing with Bill about politics. And oh man, it's like 4.5 hours long. But I was like, man, I wish I could be in that crowd whenever that was going on.
the other thing I wanted to do with like the time travel thing, like, again, not gonna kill Hitler.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and fuck comics, but before they were famous.
Uh-huh.
And like wear the same necklace and then just show up at one of their shows. It's like, I think I'm your daughter, and then they just mentor me in comedy.
That's a good idea.
The inception of
Yeah, just go up to Dave Chappelle.
You're your own comedy grandma.
Yeah, show up. It's like I'm the Philip J. Fry of the comedy scene.
I read an article about an anti-sex trafficking activist. Why do there need to be anti-sex trafficking activists? That's already, it's like when people go, I've always been very anti-murder.
Yeah.
Like, why are you virtue signaling about being against something that everyone's already supposed to be against?
You could be like
Ooh, look at me.
I think it's people who want to be badasses, like the guy from that Sound of Freedom movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Sound of Freedom yet.
The guy that it's actually based on, all of a sudden now women are coming forward saying that he was like making them like shower with him and stay in hotel rooms with them because he's like, we have to pretend you're my wife so that we can bust the sex traffickers.
He was catharsising. He was trying to keep himself from doing worse shit. That's just like those in this house we believe whatever signs.
Yeah.
The point of having a private home is to stay with your own business. I'm walking by your house. I don't need to know what everyone inside that house believes. You have a door, you have a lock, you have a driveway, you have a garage. Shut the fuck up. We don't need to know what everyone in your house believes. The science is whatever. Just chill out. We don't need it in the yard. The yard is for people to look at grass and nice things.
They have a lot of those signs in Arizona when you were there. In this house we believe, and then it's like Black Lives Matter, women's rights, all that,
It's
no
cool,
human is illegal, science is real.
I had one friend who got shot with a beanbag gun during the Black Lives Matter protest. She was a white bitch, but like I had 4 white female friends get taken out because they were drunk and they went to it. And they were like trying to start shit with the cops.
Don't go towards the danger.
But like I'm sitting there telling them shit. Like my friend Liz was there. Like she's a 20-year career Air Force colonel. And but like she went down there and she had safe spaces for both the cops and the like protesters. But she had like 15 cases of water that she was like handing out and shit. And then like my friend, like as my friends are going down there, and I'm like, well, you're all shit faced and you shouldn't go down there, but take a gallon of milk with you in case you get mace so you can pour it in your eyes. That helps.
Yeah.
And like I was giving them some instruction. I'm like, don't heckle the cops if you're in firing range.
No.
Like if you're behind a couple people, go for it.
Non-lethal rounds still hurt.
Well, we're very proud to have you here. But this podcast is brought to you by Triple Sheath Undies.
Yeah.
They had sheath undies for a
You
while.
guys
and they
actually have sponsors?
No, this is a joke.
Okay.
Triple Sheath Undies separates your cock from your balls and also your balls from each other. So they don't. So it's 3 sheaths. You have to pull it on and put one ball in each one.
Yeah.
And your cock in the other one. These are better than sheath undies and better than thong undies.
Studies have shown.
Yeah, we're going to try to get somebody to invent this.
There's also a little piece of cotton in the middle, so your taint can rest on it perfectly.
Yeah, taint misbehaving.
So it absorbs the taint sweat.
So you were talking shit about Walmart. We were talking shit about Walmart last time, and I might actually have to go because I found out that's the only place that you can get blue raspberry Swedish fish.
Oh, really?
I've looked everywhere. My brother-in-law had them, and I was like, fuck.
If you don't want to go to Walmart, I go there once a month. I can get you your blue raspberry Swedish fish.
Well, they
and
probably
bring it
have
to
them
you.
at all the Walmart. You don't have to go to the worst Walmart. That's where I had to go.
Well, you can order shit online at Walmart and just go pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Curbside Swedish fish.
Yeah, because my sister does that a lot.
Yeah, I went to the worst Walmart in Austin, I'm pretty sure, because they were the only ones that had a freaking frying pan I wanted.
I have a donation for you. I have one dark one-liner that you might like.
Okay.
I'm going to try it on you. My friend went out with this girl. She had a 1-inch vaginal cavity. He broke up with her. He's like, I don't like shallow chicks.
You need to quit comedy, right? I'm just kidding. No, I liked it. That was cute. I fuck with it.
All right.
And then I feel bad because like people run jokes by me, and then I'll be like, "Yeah, I fucking liked it." It's like you didn't laugh though,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Do you know how much comedy I fucking watch?
No, yeah,
like
you're not
at
gonna get a
open
laugh.
mics or like when I'm at home."
Well, that's good. Thank you for coming on the show, and we'll miss you, and hopefully you'll ever come back. So you're going to get huger,
Yay!
hugest.
Yes,
Yeah,
I plan on gaining weight.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What's a nice way to say you're extremely successful?
Yeah. Yay. Well, the more successful Roseanne got, the in better shape she got. 'Cause, you can afford the trainers
Okay, but
and
here's
all
the
that.
thing: I look like me now, and I get so much dick. Like
You can marry one of those
If I get
meth-headed.
Just about dick, yeah.
I know, but if I get skinny, like I imagine I'll just get annoyed even more.
Pull a Roseanne and marry one of those fidgety, autistic
Tom Arnold type.
Tom Arnold guys. He just feeds you amphetamines the whole time. That's how you lose weight.
You can see Celia touring with Roseanne,
We'll just check Roseanne's schedule and Celia will be
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And
Just look up Roseanne Barr and then like go to her like main website and you can see all the shows that she has coming up.
And then after that, it'll be the people that have said they're going to give me free tattoos tour cities.
Yes.
so what are your like social media? Like
All right. So it is weird. So like I was gonna say Flagstaff, for Facebook and TikTok, just type in my name. Oh, Face Talk, YouTube, and Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Just type in my name, Celia Contreras Comedy, and I'll pop up.
Hell yeah. We're going to tag you and everything once we get all the clips
Like,
together.
I am harder to find on Facebook for some reason. But, worst case scenario, you can Instagram me. But my Instagram is Celia, CELIA_A_Gram, GRAM. So, like, Celia Gram.
Mm-hmm.
I made it when I was a weed dealer.
Yeah.
nice.
If you're trying to find Celia, just book her on a podcast in 3 days and then stalk her like I did. I found her pretty easily. I was just trying to make sure she was back in Austin safe via Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram.
And I did meant
was
to
like, "Are
do
you
this
okay?"
earlier. I feel bad because there's like so many people and then like 2 podcasts I overslept for. And then the girl was like, I'm still awake. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I caught you at the golden hour.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get you to the other one then.
Eh.
All right.
I think
Later.
that one's too late. But, like,